everybody, it's Felisa, and okay, listen, I know that I have missed several days in my video day in May, so I plan to make up whatever days are missing. Lord help me. As soon as I can, but just life, child, just life. So, finally got my daughter off to prom last weekend. I'm so proud of her, and I'm so excited that we're looking forward to graduation. But when I tell you, the stress of getting this child ready has just been beyond anything that I could have imagined. And I happen to be a planner. So, we've had things, kind of progressively moving, but it seemed like Murphy's Law just kicked in at the last minute. And oh my goodness, if she ever does anything else in life, like get married or throw a party or I don't know what it is, but she's going to have a planner because I just can and not. So, anyway, here we go. Today's vlog is kind of like an observational vlog, and I wanted to just talk about it briefly. I probably won't take a whole lot of time, but then again, who knows? I was in a restaurant earlier today, and I was really just killing time. I was hungry, but I was just really killing time because I was waiting on my girlfriend, and so she wasn't quite ready. So I'm like, oh, let me just run in here. I'm gonna have a bowl of soup. So I sit, and I'm sitting across from a couple who I assumed that they were married because they had rings on. Okay. So I'm sitting, and I like to play watch the people when I'm out. That's kind of probably odd, but I am an observer, and I like to people watch, and I like to look at people's interactions and kind of create a backstory for them if it's possible. Anyway, so I was sitting in this booth, and they were like right here, and I'm able to see more of the woman than the man, because the man was kind of like it would be like directly across from me, and she was kind of kitty corner, so it was easier to see her than it was to see him. Like I had to really do this, and then it looks obvious and weird, and like, girl, why are you looking at me? And it just gets to be creepy. And so I was trying to just look but not really look, and the reason that I was looking so hard is because from the time that I sat down, the guy was just constantly on his phone, and he's he had his phone down, and so he's just scrolling or whatever. And then so I can hear the music for a video game. So I'm like, oh, okay, maybe they're just passing time or what have you. But when I tell you, she sat directly across from him in the booth, and she was like this. And she kept trying to engage him in conversation. So she tried to talk to him about some of everything, and he just was not feeling it. He wasn't biting. He wasn't like he wasn't engaging. And when he did respond to her, it was like these 2-word grunts. No, whatever. And I could see her face. She was just so, it wasn't just annoyed. Like, you know that somebody is annoyed, but it was just so, I can't even really articulate it, but her facial expression was just, she just left. You could just tell that she was just like, forget this, it's just ridiculous. And I don't know if this is something that occurs regularly, if she's talked to him about it, or she's asked him to stop and just engage with her. But anyway, so the time went on, they placed their orders, and so their meal came. So she begins to eat. Now mind you, her phone is on the table next to her, face down. She did not touch that phone once. Not even a little bit. Not to check no time, not to see if she had a text message, nothing. Meanwhile, he's just scrolling or what have you. Finally, probably about halfway through the meal, he looks up, and she asked him a question about work, and oh boy, he just was all in. He had all kinds of things to say about that. And it was almost like, you could tell that she was thinking, oh, well, as long as I was trying to talk to you about other stuff, it didn't really matter to you, but now that we're talking about work and something that affects you or something that you might be interested in, now you're all in. And so when he started to talk about it, and he would try and engage her, she gave him the same 2-word syllable or 2-syllable answers that he was giving to her. I don't think that he really noticed, because sometimes guys just really don't pick up on the subtleties of things, or the passive aggressiveness, because that was passive aggressive. But I just, I sat there, I was by myself. And so, of course, I'm on my phone. I'm trying to play it off like I'm not looking at them, but I really was. But it was a lesson for me. Like, this dynamic was a lesson for me because I spent a lot of time online. I surf incessantly. I'm always checking my emails, always checking my text messages, always looking to see if, I've missed a call or whatever. I'm just tied to my phone like that. And it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm not, some mogul or what have you. I do have a job. I am gainfully employed. There are times that I need to respond to emails, but no one is going to die or perish or, whatever. If I don't respond to this email in the next hour that I'm sitting down and I'm having this meal. And I don't know. It was a lesson for me because I know for a fact that I did that to my ex and I had to call. I texted him like, yo, look, I know I've done this. I'm sitting here and this is the situation. And I am so sorry that I did that because I did not realize how completely dismissive and disrespectful and rude that is. I know that sounds crazy. Like, why wouldn't you think about that? I really just didn't. And I think a lot of people don't. You just pick up your phone, it rings or what have you. And you don't give the person that's in your face like your time. Like, you are so plugged into whatever's happening in cyberspace, whoever resides on Facebook or Instagram or what have you. We're so busy taking pictures of our food and taking, selfies until we can't even really enjoy the moment. And I'm as guilty of that as anybody. I'm documenting it, not because I really want memories, because I want everybody else to share whatever it is that I'm doing. And I think that we become like this superficial, isolated society where we really just are not cognizant that we are not even plugged into the people who are next to us. So, I kind of walked away from that and I'm like, Lord, I really appreciate life lessons when I see them and, how I hear them. And this is not the first time that I've considered it, but it's the first time that I've seen it played out in front of me, like with a real life couple and just the reactions from the two of them. And I don't ever want to be that. I don't ever want to be like that. Like, significant relationship aside, I never want to be in the presence of someone that I say that I care about, that I say means something to me, that I can't even take an hour or two out of my day to engage them in a conversation. Like, it's something wrong with that. It really is. And we have got to learn how to plug ourselves back into each other, get off of Wi-Fi, get off of technology. Facebook and all that other stuff will be there after you finish your meal. Instagram will be there. You don't have to upload a picture of what you're eating in real time. I mean, seriously, you don't have to upload pictures of your vacation as you're doing it. And then, engage in a conversation with people as you're trying to have a vacation. Like, I don't even understand when we got to be that society, but it's almost expected that we do that. And it's really ridiculous. Screen names will not keep you warm at night. Screen names will not donate a kidney to you if you get sick. Screen names are not coming to see about you behind if you get sick. You defeating the Dark Lord or the King or the Queen or whoever is not going to help you if you get evicted. So, those external relationships, those external connectivity, points of connectivity is so important, and we have got to stop taking that for granted. I don't know, just my thoughts. Leave your comments below as always. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch y'all later on.